good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. Now, you may be asking yourself, and even if you didn't, you're going to find out anyway, what is Psycho doing today? Well, it's going to be another episode of that future award-winning show, Jukebox from Hell. Now, hopefully you guys got to see episode 55, Double Nickel, in regards to the 10cc album 10 out of 10 from 81-82, okay? If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. But that's not what we're talking about today. This time, your scorecard here is episode 56 for Chicago 21. That's right. I have had some people moan and groan when I've gone off and brought this album up. But there's no vinyl to my knowledge. I tried digging up on Discogs and couldn't come up with anything. So we are in the CDH for this particular one here. But so here's the front. And then, of course, you've got your booklet here, which this is your lineup of the band per se. Okay, what I call the Jason Sheff, Bill Champlin era. And so this is the 17th album that they ended up doing. And the previous album was their greatest hits from 82 to 89. Yes, the buzzer went. The buzzer went indeed. And Group Portrait. Okay, so two compilations per se before this. But in reality, Chicago 19, by the way, the research today from the Chicago's official band website, Wikipedia, and AllMusic, all right? Chicago 19 came out June 1988, made it to 37 on the Billboard 200, and managed to get to sell one-time platinum, all right? 4 top 10 singles on that album. After the tour, though, original drummer Danny Serafine would be fired for undisclosed reasons. That's right. So Trish and Bowden, yes, that's right. Say that 5 times fast, would be new drummer, official, but for most of this album, it was session drummer John Keane who drummed on most of this album. Now, they did end up, the first single off of this was Chasing the Wind, which made it to about number 39, so it squeaked into the top 40. Horns were back, but the record company made the band do 2 Diane Warren songs. Chicago 19 producer Ron Nevison was in the project, but the mix was done by Humberto Garcia. The shift from music to grunge didn't help the band in regards to promo matters either. So additional musicians on this particular release, you got Steve Porcaro from Toto, David Foster on piano, and others. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this whole entire thing. Right. All right. So track 1, Explain It to My Heart. One of those 2 Diane Warren songs. That's what I say about it. Track 2, If It Were You. Love the horns to start this off, and I'm really liking this one. Track 3, You Come to My Senses. I somehow can see Peter Cetera singing this. A clever song about longing with all your senses the loved one in your life. Track 4, Somebody Somewhere. This one's a Bill Champlin one. It is really nice. I really wish, though, that they would remove that annoying snare drum. I'm telling you, that's about the only thing about this song that I deemed annoying. Track 5, What Does It Take? This should have been a single. I'm telling you. I'm digging this. Track 6, One from the Heart. This one, Robert Lamb did this time. It has a 70s feel to it in parts of the song here. Track 7, Chasing the Wind. I'm sorry, but it just seems like it's plodding along. I'm not a big fan of this one. Track 8, God Save the Queen. Somehow could see this as a late 70s track. Remove a little of the production. There's something in the background, and I cannot figure out the instrument that is just annoying in this song. If they could remove that, it'd be a lot better. Track 9, Man to Woman. Possibly another single here. Track 10, Only Time Can Heal the Wounded. Once again, very nice song from Robert here. Track 11, Who Do You Love? And once again, another single here. They picked the wrong singles, in my opinion, for this album. Digging the brass and the guitar on here. Dwayne Bailey did an excellent job on that, on the album, but that track especially. Track 12, Holding On. Nice duet here for Bill and Jason, and a great closer to this album. Now, there was 3 tracks recorded. One of them, though, of course, was just a demo form of Holding On. Track 13, Love Is Forever. This also was a demo. Should have been on the album, but it does land on the 1992 recorded, 2008 released Stone of, I know I'm going to butcher this, Stone of Cepheus. I hope I got that right. I don't know. And then, of course, track 14.
Sisyphus?
Sisyphus? See, I'm hearing voices. It's Sisyphus. I don't know. For track 14, Secrets of the Heart, should be on that album too. So the afterwards on the whole entire thing of this is only made it to 66 on the US Billboard 200 charts. Oh boy. In the UK, didn't chart at all. Of course, from this guy's opinion here, I think the combination of the production, the Diane Warren songs, and the record company's attitude towards them and the upcoming grunge music genre is what the downfall for this album was. I think if they had the Ron Nevison mix, because he didn't end up getting to mix the album, unfortunately. He did everything else for this album. But they didn't use the Ron Nevison mix, and that's on YouTube. You can compare if you like. Slightly less early 90s production and added brass to a couple songs. This could have been a future classic. Now, the thing is, other than this Stone of Cepheus, I don't know. We'll try it that way. Which was, like I said, recorded in 92, but was shelved till 2008. Your next album to come out from these guys, which was a big band album, Night and Day, which came out 4.5 years later in May of 1995. Now, are you a Chicago fan? I am. I got to tell you that this is the first time I've actually listened to this album. All right. And I swear to you that this thing could have been something. It could have been a contender. It really could have, with the suggestions that I got here. But you know what? A lot of die-hard Chicago fans really warmed to this one very much. So you may be asking yourself, and even if you're not, you're going to find out anyway, what is the next episode of Jukebox from Hell, otherwise known as episode 57? We're going to go forward about a year. Yeah, September 1992, this classic 80s band, which had hit after hit. By 92, unfortunately, not so much. And this was the last album for them at this label, Great White's Psycho City. That's right, Psycho City. So what do you think about Jukebox from Hell, guys? If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments, and I will put them in the suggestion book. And if I use your suggestion, I give you a shout out when I do said video. Anyways, once again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. And it's always just nice to have, you guys really warm up to these things very, very well. And that, I think, is really appreciated. So I want everybody to take care. God bless. Rock on. Psycho's Platters is a Love Peas production.